Hey, what's going on, you guys? Welcome to a new video on Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. My name is Ventus SG, and in this video, going to be going over my list of top 5 favorite Ki Blast Supers in Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 as of DLC 6 or Extra Pack 2, whatever you want to call it. Now, this list is in no way a list of most overpowered Ki Blast Supers. This is just my list of favorite ones that I'd love to use, and I'd be interested to know down in the comments below if some of these top favorite Ki Blast Supers coincide with yours. Alright, let's get right into it. Alright, so at number 5, we have Gallic Cannon. Now, it's not a skill that I use a whole lot because, well, it doesn't do that much damage when you join online in PvP and stuff like that. But if I was just doing a build for fun, Gallic Cannon would definitely be on it because whenever I do use Kaba, I do love using the Gallic Cannon. Like, that's the biggest, feature of using Kaba because he has the Gallic Cannon and also he has Ki Blast or Ki Explosion. So Kaba is just a really great character for me, and because of that, I really got used to using Gallic Cannon. Now, there are a bunch of other, Gallic moves in the game. There are 3 other moves, maybe 3 or 4 other Gallic moves. There's Earth Spilling Gallic Gun, and Gallic Beam Cannon. A lot of those moves, I think I did a skill test on all 4 of those Gallic moves before to see what the damage was, and they all ended up being the same damage. Now, what sets Gallic Cannon apart is that it's quick. You can do it very, very quick. You don't have to really charge it up at all. You can just tap it one time and do it and still get some pretty good damage out of it. Well, actually, you don't get really good damage out of it at all. It's just a really quick move to do, and then if you want to do more, you can just tap it and charge it. You don't have to really hold it. So I guess that's sort of the thing about Gallic Cannon I like the most. You don't have to hold it. You can just tap it a bunch of times, as many times as you want, and then power it up and get stronger. So I think it's, out of all the Gallic moves, Gallic Cannon is definitely my favorite. Alright, so coming in at number 4 on this list is gotta be Ki Explosion. Ki Explosion is freaking amazing. I mean, it's not higher on the list because it is very cheesy, and this is a move you will see me use on my CACs a lot of the times when I am fighting with people, especially online battles, when I'm doing streams and stuff like that, when I feel like I gotta win. Ki Explosion is just, it's one of those cheesy moves that you can just kind of catch people up. Now, there is another move called Mighty Ki, what is it called, Mighty Ki Wave or something like that? Yeah, Mighty Explosive Wave. It's just like Ki Explosion, but different enough to where they're 2 different moves. I remember the first time I encountered Mighty Explosive Wave, somebody was just doing Mighty Explosive Wave and they were teleporting on the other side of me and doing it again and sort of spamming it that way. And I saw that, I was like, you know what, I can do that with Ki Explosion, or I can just choose to get these combos off. And just look at Ki Explosion, man. Ki Explosion is such a good move, especially if you want to win. And it's a great move to make your opponent waste their stamina too, because a lot of the times people don't want to sit inside of a Ki Explosion when they see those numbers come up. They're very intimidating. Alright, next on this list at number 3, we have Heavenly Arrow. Heavenly Arrow is great, and again, it's another one of these moves that I got as my favorite from using cast characters, and as you know I do like using the Zamasu. He's one of my favorite characters, cast characters to use in Xenoverse 2, and a large part of that is because of the Heavenly Arrow, because you can do so much with it. It's a great insta-cast move, and it's one of these moves that if you need to hit your opponent, you can. Look at that right there. He has that little melee hit before, and now almost sort of guarantee you a move, and then again, it's another move where it'll kind of force your opponent to use stamina, because if you do get that sort of stab, that chop, that knife hand, and it knocks your opponent back, it's going to make them want to either snap or take the damage, and it's taking something away from your opponent each time. Now, when it comes to insta-cast moves, you see me using the Sudden Storm right there. Sudden Storm is probably the best insta-cast move in the game. Next to that would be Heavenly Arrow, because Heavenly Arrow, as far as insta-cast goes, it sort of gives you a way out. It moves you away from your opponent. So let's just say your opponent is about attacking, you goof up. Yeah, I said you goof up and you don't do it exactly the way you want to. You have a little bit of forgiveness with Heavenly Arrow because your character moves away and puts distance between you and your opponent. Now, when we're talking about insta-cast moves, look at this. That's Finish Breaker. It's an insta-cast. If you're right in front of your opponent and do Finish Breaker, you're going to hit him. You're definitely going to mollywop them. But when you knock your opponent away, Finish Breaker is really trash. When you knock your opponent away with Heavenly Arrow, you're going to hit with all of that. When you knock your opponent away with Die Missile Barrage, you're going to hit with... I think Die Missile Barrage is the best with knocking an opponent away and then casting. Like right there, here it comes right here. This is just me in front, and now this is... Hold on, this is going to be the knock away and then Die Missile Barrage. Yeah. So I don't know. It's sort of a tie between which is better. All right. Now, at number 2, we have Ken Kamehameha. And you're going to see this Ki Blast Super on pretty much every build that I do when I'm fighting online PvP, and that is because it works so well with Super God Fist. You can Super God Fist somebody and go right into the Ken Kamehameha, and that is a guaranteed combo. The Ken Kamehameha is good because it does really good damage. It has a lot of reach, and in my opinion, it's probably the best Kamehameha that you can have in the game that doesn't require a charge up. Now this is cool too, going Ken times 20 and then hitting the Ken Kamehameha. I don't think it does like any significant amount of damage. It's just, you know, going along with the storyline and, you know, thinking about the game and just charismatically Ken times 20 with the Ken Kamehameha. It just, I don't know. Call me crazy, but I just like to be Ken and do Ken Kamehameha. It's crazy, but I don't know. I like Ken Kamehameha. Alright, so number 1 on this list of my favorite Ki Blast Supers has to be Evil Explosion. Has to be Evil Explosion. Evil Explosion is so good. It's so cheesy, but it's so good. Because it's a charge move. Alright, and I think that all these charge moves that you have in the game, they're really overpowered. Like, honestly, charge moves, they're like miniature ultimate attacks, honestly, because you charge them up and you do massive amounts of damage. And it's just like when you have these opponents that are playing getaway, or if your opponent breaks his own stamina, or you break your opponent's stamina and you have enough time to just pelt them, because if their stamina is broken, they can't get away from a charge move. You know, they can't do it. And a lot of these charge moves are very overpowered, like Big Bang Kamehameha. The reason that Big Bang Kamehameha isn't the number 1 on this list is because it takes a long time to charge. Not that long. You know, there are other moves, like times 10 Kamehameha takes forever and 10 years added onto that to charge up. And it does a hella amount of damage, and don't get me wrong. Times 10 Kamehameha is amazing, but it just takes too long to charge. Big Bang Kamehameha is amazing. It doesn't take that long to charge, but Evil Explosion takes even less time to charge, so you can get it off. I can't tell you how many times I've gone into PvP matches, you know, just doing different build sets and stuff like that, and then finishing my opponent off with the Evil Explosion. Plus, I think it looks like the Hakai. Honestly, that's the whole reason why I started using it, is because I thought it looked like Hakai, and then once I saw that, hey, this is a really quick charge-up move, and it does pretty decent damage, yeah, I gotta use it. So that's it. That's my list of top 5 Ki Blast Supers. Thank you guys for watching.
50 levels deep.